So the shank needs to be on the side of the middle finger, not on the bottom of it. And that is so that as they're making their stroke, that can be braced and they can use it. So as I'm coming up the tooth, my middle finger is bracing the shank and bracing the instrument, and it's also kind of adding a little bit of power too. So I'm rocking on my fulcrum, that's where the power of the stroke mostly is coming from. But I use this middle finger to supplement that power when I have a really tenacious case. Actually, it's probably more than that. I use it quite often because you want to disperse your, use of your muscles and not just put all your fatigue in one spot. If you can use this to kind of brace it, it evens out that pressure. So that's really important. When you're on the mesial, when I'm on the mesial of this tooth here, I'm using the side of my middle finger for that bracing and for the pressure. I'm also kind of using my thumb to kind of help guide it a little bit. Does it look like I'm finger pulling? No, but I am doing some subtle movements with my fingers that help me just kind of control and brace that instrument. Notice when I'm on the facial side on the mesial, it's not the middle finger as much. Well, actually I am using it here too. I think it's more over on this quad where I've noticed that when I'm right here, it's no longer my middle finger that is helping me get that power because it's on the wrong side. It's not underneath it anymore. It's now my thumb that's sort of helping me brace it and get that power as I come up. So you definitely want them using this to help supplement and keep it steady and get power. Again, so when you're using the middle finger, it's underneath that shank so that you can support it, you can add pressure, control. So it's either the middle finger or the thumb where they're kind of using it to add a little more pressure as to push into the tooth. My grasp is like this. I know a lot of times people are taught to do this. I can't really do that very well because my thumb is so long. So it's fine if they're doing this or if they're doing this. Either one is fine. The students, a lot of times you'll see with that shank issue, you'll see their middle finger on the shank, but it'll be way up high like this, which tells me they're not quite maybe using it as much as they need to be. It depends on the case. I mean, when you're really far back, you can't keep your middle finger on the shank as much as you want sometimes, but their habit should be a little bit lower. It shouldn't be way up here. The habit should be a little bit lower on that shank. Which brings me to when you're getting back here to these really back teeth of terminal molars, this is what students will want to do. They write up on the handle because they can't fit back there. Dexter has a bigger mouth than usual, but a lot of people, you can't get your hand back there, so they just go like this with the handle, and then they've lost half their power and half their control. I will rather spread my grasp way out like this and keep that middle finger on that shank because I use it. It is so important that I will do everything I can to keep that middle finger on that shank. Once in a great while, I can't, and sometimes I do have to do that, but most of the time you can problem solve away by just dropping your finger a little bit lower, spreading your grasp out.